Oscorp researcher Richard Parker creates a video message to clarify his absence. Later, he and his spouse Mary find themselves on a private jet taken over by an attacker. Richard and Mary struggle with the men, but their fight leads to the plane crashing and resulting in the couple's deaths. Currently, Richard and Mary's son, Peter Parker, remains active as Spider-Man, capturing the criminal Alexei Sitsovic. Subsequently, Peter reunites with his girlfriend Gwen Stacy during their high school graduation event. Because of Peter's changing perspective on their relationship after promising her late father, Gwen decides to end things. Peter's childhood companion, Harry Osborn, comes back to Manhattan to visit his critically ill father Norman Osborn, the CEO of Oscorp. Norman states that his illness is hereditary, and Harry is now at the age when it typically manifests. Norman hands Harry a tiny gadget he asserts holds his life's achievements. The following day, Norman passes away, and Harry is named the new CEO of Oscorp. In an Oscorp lab, gentle electrical engineer Max Dillon, who was previously rescued by Spider-Man and began to admire him, accidentally electrocutes himself and plunges into a tank filled with genetically modified electric eels. They assault him, and he transforms into a living electric generator. In the meantime, Peter tries to keep his friendship with Gwen, but she discloses that she might relocate to England if she receives a scholarship to Oxford University. Prior to their discussion, Dillon walks into Times Square, unintentionally triggering a blackout, and is confronted by Peter, in his Spider-Man persona, following a fight. Dillon is brought to the Ravencroft Institute, where German scientist Ashley Kafka examines him. In the meantime, Harry's initial signs of sickness are appearing, and he employs the device Norman provided to conclude that Spider-Man's blood might be able to save him. He requests Peter, who has been providing Spider-Man photos to the Daily Bugle, to help him locate Spider-Man. Peter declines, unsure of the potential consequences of the transfusion and the risk of Harry experiencing a mutation similar to Dr. Kurt Connor's. Even though he eventually speaks to Harry as Spider-Man, he still declines, much to Harry's annoyance. Donald Mencken, vice president of Oscorp, sets up Harry to take the blame for concealing Dillon's accident, dismisses him as CEO, and seizes power at Oscorp. Felicia Hardy, Harry's assistant, tells him about gear that could aid him, prompting him to suggest a deal with Dillon, who now goes by Electro, to re-enter the Oscorp building. Dillon consents to assist Harry and eliminates Dr. Kafka. In that location, Harry discovers a suit of armor and various gear crafted by Norman, along with venom from the genetically modified spiders that have been destroyed. When he compels Mencken to give him the venom, it hastens his sickness and turns him into the Green Goblin, yet the suit's emergency protocol repairs his health. Peter utilizes clues his father provided to find the video message in a concealed laboratory within an abandoned subway station. Richard states that he had to depart because he declined to assist Norman with his schemes involving biogenetic weapons. Peter receives a voicemail from Gwen, informing him that she received the Oxford scholarship and is going to the airport sooner than anticipated. He grabs her and declares his affection for her, and they decide to travel to England together. Electro triggers another blackout, prompting Peter to confront him. Gwen tracks him down, and together they channel energy, overloading Electro's body and resulting in his death. Harry shows up, armed with Norman's armor and weaponry. Upon encountering Gwen, he figures out Spider-Man's true identity, and, vowing to take revenge for being denied the blood transfusion, abducts her and brings her to the summit of a clock tower. Peter is able to overpower Harry, but Gwen tumbles down the tower. In an attempt to rescue her, Peter ensnares her with a web, and the abrupt halt causes a whiplash that fractures her neck, resulting in her death. Devastated by sorrow, Peter quits his role as Spider-Man. 5 months later, Harry is dealing with the consequences of his change while imprisoned at Ravencroft. Gustav Fiers, his colleague, pays a visit to Harry, and together they talk about creating their own team. Harry instructs Fiers to begin with Sitsovic. Subsequently, a mysterious group of individuals frees Sitsovic from incarceration. Wearing an electromechanical suit of armor, Sitsovic refers to himself as the Rhino, and surges through the avenues. Motivated by Gwen's graduation address, Peter approaches him as Spider-Man.